Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are in the world. Welcome to this special edition for Menstrual Hygiene Day of the Bloody Good Game Show, hosted by the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Failures team.
We're a group advocating for our sector to be more transparent and accountable to beneficiaries when things go wrong. I'm Dr. Becky Sindel, and my hosts today are Dr. Danny Barrington and Esther Shaler.
Scoring today is going to work on an honour system. There are 3 rounds. Different points are scored for getting the correct answer in each round. We're hoping you'll play against your friends who are also watching the event and keep track of your score and then share your total in the chat box at the end of the game. So without further ado.
The first round is fill in the blank. We've collected some menstrual hygiene, health hygiene headlines from around the world, and it's up to you to guess what word we've blacked out. 1 point scored for each correct answer, half a point if the word is a synonym. You have 5 seconds per question. Take it away, Becky.
Okay, number 1. If men had periods, blank would have been made obsolete decades ago. The correct answer is tampons. A quote from the article reads, "If men had periods, Elon Musk would have designed a biometric tampon by now. We'd have the Tesla of period products, a chip to be inserted into the vagina to magically mop up the uterine lining while monitoring your fertility and administering regular doses of dopamine." Sounds good to me.
Period what is a thing, and here's how to deal. The correct answer is poop. A quote from the article reads, "You're not imagining it. Period poop is absolutely a thing. During your period, your body increases its production of compounds called prostaglandins and decreases its output of the hormone progesterone. While prostaglandins target your uterus, they can also affect the digestive organs nearby, making you poop more often. Dips in progesterone can also lead to frequent trips to the commode and diarrhea, unfortunately."
And I genuinely didn't realise that until that article, so thank you, Danny.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
if you're having crazy what before your period, experts say you can blame hormones. That's right, and the answer is dreams. A quote from the article reads, "Sleep disturbances are a symptom of PMS." What does PMS stand for, Danny?
Premenstrual syndrome, Esther.
Thank you. "Women often report difficulty sleeping the days leading up to and during their period," she said. "This is likely because of the falling levels of estrogen and progesterone," she explained, "and the insomnia can be accompanied by vivid dreams and even nightmares." So that's the end of this round of fill in the blank.
Next up, we have the picture round. There's only 1 question, but it's worth 3 points if you can get it right.
We're going to show you 4 different pictures. They all relate to a past incident in menstrual health. We want you to describe what that incident was, and you have 10 seconds after we finish reading the question.
Okay then, here we go. Good luck. Your clues are papyrus, a menstrual pad, an unimpressed woman, and fire. So, what was this incident?
So, this was a story that came from UNHCR in Uganda, who are working with a locally made product called Macapads. This was locally developed technology and mainly made of papyrus, which is everywhere in Uganda, and they were 95% biodegradable. So the pads that they were making failed for several reasons. One quote was that they were like wearing wet, pulpy paper between your legs after the blood is absorbed. Doesn't sound pleasant. And this particular failure was that Women didn't like using the pads for managing their menstruation, but did find that they made excellent firelighters. So let's move on to our final round.
Okay, this is the period and pop culture round. It's a quick fire multiple choice round, and it's going to test your menstrual health knowledge in popular culture. There's 1 point for each correct answer, and we'll be throwing them at you quickly. So get yourselves ready. Good luck, everyone. Take it away, Becky.
In the 1978 film Grease, who was concerned that they were pregnant because their period was late? Was it A, Sandy, B, Frenchie, C, Rizzo, or D, Jan? The answer is, of course, Rizzo.
I feel like a defective typewriter. Huh? I skipped a period.
Rizzo was worried that she was pregnant after the out-of-date condom that she was using broke.
In which 2011 rom-com, if you didn't see me just accidentally click on it then, was the iconic phrase uttered, "It's like a crime scene in my pants"? Was it A, Friends with Benefits, B, Crazy Stupid Love, C, No Strings Attached, or D, Just Go With It? Tick tock, tick tock.
Because you're women, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
It's like a crime scene in my pants.
It was, of course, No Strings Attached, starring Natalie Portman and Ashton Kutcher. He had at least shown up with those lovely cupcakes that she's diving into there.
Okay then. Which Judy Blume story had to be updated for modern audiences as it referred to the main character's sanitary belt? Was it A, It's Not the End of the World, B, otherwise known as Sheila the Great, C, The Pain and the Great One, or D, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret? And the answer is, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, which has been a major source of menstrual information for girls in America and the UK for at least 50 years. The book had to be updated in 2015 for more modern audiences, and it documents the story of Margaret going through her first period and becoming a woman, as they call it. And for many, for me at least, this was quite an informative book and one of very few books in literature that detail what it's like to get your first period as a girl.
Moving on to something a little less educational, which vintage horror movie featured a teenage girl being ridiculed for beginning her first period in a communal shower? Was it A, Carrie, B, The Exorcist, C, The Omen, or D, A Bay of Blood? It was Carrie.
Oh my God.
It is a bit
The
much,
girls
isn't it?
bullying her. The girls bullying her were yelling, "Plug it up." A reminder that it's not just men and boys who enforce menstrual stigma.
In the 1995 film Clueless, which period euphemism did Cher use to justify skipping class? Was it A, A Visit from Aunt Flo, B, Riding the Crimson Wave, C, On Her Rag, or D, That Time of the Month? And the answer you'll see in the next video.
Cher Horowitz, 2 tardies.
I object. Do you recall the dates of these alleged tardies?
One was last Monday.
Mr. Hall, I was surfing the Crimson Wave. I had to haul ass to the ladies.
I assume you're referring to women's troubles, and so I'll let that one slide.
Clueless is a reminder that we all use euphemisms, probably still 25 years later, to describe when we've got our periods, because it is such a stigmatized topic. And also in this one, you get to think about the ongoing issue of girls in school being able to use bathrooms during their periods whenever they actually need to, and not just when the school says they're allowed to.
Is that really 25 years old? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know, that's how old we are.
And another one taking us down memory lane. In the TV show Friends, which male character let on that he kept track of Rachel's menstrual cycle? Is it A, Ross, B, Chandler, C, Joey, or D, Gunther? And I'm going to let you think this one through because we have a really great clip to take you down memory lane, but it's a little bit on the long side, so enjoy this one, everyone.
Okay, $10 says that we can name every item in that bag.
How many guesses do you get?
6.
Challenge extended.
Deal.
Challenge accepted.
All right, we'll start with apples.
We'll be starting with apples.
Stop that now.
Yes.
Okay, tortilla chips, yogurt, diet soda.
Yes, yes, yes.
Orange juice.
No, there's no oranges in there. We win.
They have another guess.
Okay, well, we won that one.
Okay, the last thing.
Oh.
No, not for like another 2 weeks.
And as you can see, Joey knew when Rachel's cycle is, and the girls didn't look too impressed about this, which, given that we're trying to include more men and women into understanding what menstruation is like and being more empathetic, whether or not this promotes that women do want men to know when they're menstruating and be involved in the process, we don't know. Maybe it's just not their housemates or friends, but maybe partners, brothers is more acceptable. And just to complete on this clip, they were playing for the unrealistic prize of a rent-controlled apartment in central New York. Over to you, Becky.
Well, that's it for this edition of the Bloody Good Game Show. Add up your scores out of 12 and make sure to compare them with the participants using the chat box. Unfortunately, we don't have any of our usual cool prizes today, but we all know that in today's lockdown era, that bragging rights are worth far more than material possessions. So we hope that if you won, you understand. If you'd like to get in touch with us about the content of the show, particularly if you have suggestions for popular culture references from outside of Hollywood, we would love to hear from you.
Before we go, Esther mentioned at the beginning that we're the WASH Failures team. So a couple of years ago, we worked with people in our sector to develop the Nakuru Accord, failing better in the water, sanitation and hygiene sector, including menstrual health.
The Nakuru Accord is 9 principles that we're hoping WASH professionals around the world will adopt so that we can make our sector more accountable and transparent when things do go wrong. The Nakuru Accord boils down to 3 things: be prepared, be transparent, and be brave to speak up. Essentially, be the opposite of Donald Trump, who we realize is none of these 3 things. Individuals and groups are encouraged to sign the Accord, and you can see a list of other signatories and the great company that you're in if you choose to sign up.
Well, that's it from us. We've been Danny, Becky and Esther, and you can keep up to date with what's going on in the world of WASH failures by following us individually or through our joint account at FSM_fail. We hope you enjoy the rest of your menstrual hygiene day.